Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Beyond the Gates channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and hit like for more daily drama updates and spoilers. Your support truly means a lot and helps our channel grow every day. Now, let's jump straight into today's exciting update. Tomas had barely found his footing before life knocked him down once again, leaving him standing in the middle of disappointment with little more than wounded pride and unanswered questions. The past few weeks had been nothing short of brutal for him, each setback arriving before he had even recovered from the last. His grand hopes for the future had collapsed in front of everyone who mattered, transforming what he imagined would become one of the happiest moments of his life into one of the most humiliating memories he would ever carry. Just when it seemed impossible for things to become even more difficult, another challenge emerged to remind him that pride often comes before an even harder fall. Yet as Monday's events begin to unfold, an unexpected source of comfort quietly steps into his world, proving that sometimes the people we least expect become the ones who help us survive our darkest moments. Thomas's troubles were not entirely the result of bad luck. Many of the painful consequences he now faced had been set into motion by his own decisions, especially the bold romantic gamble that everyone warned him not to make. Determined to sweep Kat off her feet, he ignored every piece of advice urging him to keep things private and instead chose one of the most public stages imaginable. In the middle of an important family gathering, he even interrupted Vernon so he could deliver his heartfelt proposal before Kat and everyone she loved. For one brief moment, Tomas believed he was creating a memory that would last forever for all the right reasons. Instead, the room seemed to freeze as hope slowly transformed into unbearable embarrassment. Kat gently pulled him aside, speaking with kindness rather than cruelty, as she rejected his proposal, but her compassion could not erase the humiliation of having his dream shattered in front of her entire family. The silence that followed carried far more weight than any harsh words ever could, leaving Tomas to wrestle with the painful reality that sometimes even the purest intentions cannot overcome poor judgment. The emotional wounds did not stop there. Hoping to soften the blow and show Tomas that she still cared deeply about him, Kat made an enormous gesture of her own by purchasing the condo, believing it might somehow ease the heartbreak between them. It was an impulsive decision driven by compassion, one that reflected her desire to mend what had been broken without giving false hope about their future together. But instead of recognizing the sincerity behind her actions, Tomas reacted poorly, allowing his bruised ego and lingering disappointment to speak louder than his heart. His harsh response only widened the emotional distance between them, creating fresh tension where healing might have begun. Eventually, he attempted to repair the damage by proposing a compromise, yet even that solution felt hollow and unsatisfying. Rather than bringing peace, it simply highlighted how complicated and fragile their relationship had become, leaving both of them carrying burdens that neither truly knew how to set down. As if his personal life had not already become complicated enough, Tomas soon found himself stumbling in his professional world as well. Bill's unexpected health emergency forced the respected attorney to step back from his responsibilities, leading him to entrust the future of his law firm to Naomi while he focused on recovering. Instead of respecting Bill's wishes, Tomas allowed his growing confidence, or perhaps his growing arrogance, to cloud his judgment. Convinced that he should naturally take charge, he informed Naomi that he intended to lead the firm, speaking as though the decision had already been made. The entitlement behind his words revealed just how large the chip on his shoulder had become. Bill wasted no time putting the ambitious junior partner firmly in his place, delivering a sharp reminder that respect must be earned and that treating Naomi dismissively would never be tolerated. Once again, Tomas discovered discovered that his own impulsive behavior had created another unnecessary conflict, adding yet another painful chapter to an already difficult season of his life. By the time Monday arrives, Tomas is emotionally exhausted, carrying the weight of one disappointment after another. Friends have never come easily to him, and the isolation surrounding him only makes his struggles feel heavier. That is precisely why Grayson unexpectedly becomes such an important presence at exactly the right moment. Sometimes people don't need solutions or speeches. They simply need someone willing to listen. Most signs point toward this meaningful encounter taking place at Uptown, where Grayson has recently stepped behind the bar as the establishment's newest bartender. Behind countless bars, strangers have poured out their fears, regrets, and broken dreams to attentive listeners, and Grayson seems ready to fill that role for Tomas. As the drinks are poured and conversations quietly unfold, Tomas may finally find a safe place to lower his guard, speak honestly about everything that has gone wrong, and perhaps begin taking the first small steps toward rebuilding both his confidence and his future. Elsewhere, another emotional storm continues gathering strength as Danny and Bill once again find themselves sharing the same space. Their history has never allowed for simple conversations, and every meeting between them seems destined to ignite fresh conflict. This latest encounter promises no exception, with old frustrations and unresolved emotions simmering just beneath the surface. Bill's frightening health scare still hangs over everything, reminding everyone how quickly life can change, while Danny continues dealing with the fallout from her latest confrontation with Haley. Yet beneath all those visible conflicts lies something even more dangerous, a secret they continue to protect together. Soap fans know all too well that hidden truths rarely stay buried forever, and every secret kept only builds greater anticipation for the inevitable moment when everything finally comes crashing into the light. Until then, every argument, every glance, and every uncomfortable silence carries the weight of what remains unsaid. While some relationships continue fighting to survive, another quietly grows stronger through patience and perseverance. Ted and Shanice have certainly faced their share of obstacles, with lingering baggage from former relationships and emotional insecurities threatening their happiness more than once. Ted's complicated history with his exes has repeatedly cast long shadows over the present, while Shanice has struggled with moments of doubt that occasionally tested the foundation they were trying to build together. Even so, neither of them chose to walk away. Instead, they weathered every difficult conversation, every misunderstanding, and every emotional hurdle together. Recently, Ted confessed to his nephew that he was experiencing every emotion imaginable, a heartfelt admission that revealed just how deeply invested he had become in this relationship. Those powerful feelings now appear ready to lead them toward a major milestone, suggesting that after enduring so many emotional tests, Ted and Shanice may finally discover that lasting love is strongest when it survives life's hardest challenges. As the emotional stories continue unfolding, one of the most heartfelt moments belongs not to lovers, but to a mother and daughter determined to understand one another. Kat and Nicole sit down for an intimate conversation that promises honesty, reflection, and the comfort only family can provide. Naturally, Tomas becomes one of the first subjects they discuss, his recent proposal still casting a long emotional shadow over everyone's lives. Nicole remains relieved that Kat made the difficult decision to decline the proposal, believing her daughter followed her heart despite the painful circumstances. At the same time, however, Nicole cannot ignore Kat's surprising decision to purchase the condo afterward, a move that feels every bit like an emotional impulse made in the aftermath of heartbreak. Their conversation may also shift toward Nicole's own complicated romantic life, where she continues balancing feelings between two different men while searching for clarity about her future. As mother and daughter open their hearts to one another, viewers may finally receive an honest update on Nicole's relationship status, bringing another deeply personal chapter to a day already overflowing with emotional revelations, fragile hope, hidden secrets, and lives standing on the edge of meaningful change.